I first must explain that this is my first attempt at working on an animated feature. I was very thrilled, actually, because I admire Raymond's work very much. It wasn't a book that I knew, but everyone around me knew it, so I dashed off to Waterston's, and then just as they were closing, 10 seconds to 6, and managed to get in and, and grab the one and only copy they hadn't sold, and rushed home and, literally swallowed it in one gulp. It's a fantastic read, and of course, terribly moving. It goes birth to death. You have several lives, all in it to their natural completion. I thought, so this is a rare opportunity. I immediately said, I'm going to love doing this.
We sent him the edit. He came up with some ideas, and then he invited us to go down to his house in Windsor and hear some of his first musical themes that he'd come up with. Listening to the score played on the piano with the pictures on the screen next to the piano was a very sort of traditional, perhaps slightly old-fashioned way of doing it, but actually was really lovely because we could stop and say, oh, how about this, or how about that, and then Carl would just come up with something and play it for us.
In something like the recording session, you see, this is my statement. This is where we're focusing on the music. In London, we are in a privileged position because the standard of performer, of musician, is so high. I mean, none of them, the 16 players, would have had any idea when they walked into this room of what they were going to play. I think working on a project that goes across a long time span is really a lot of fun. It's very, very stimulating, as each decade has its character. But because it moved rapidly forward in time, there had to be some observance of this in terms of the milieu. Now, this is served partially through period records, but it also involved me then in producing two distinct orchestras. First of all, of 16 players, they're my classical orchestra, and they tell the story in the old-fashioned film music way. And then we turn a page, so to speak, and have to deal with the period that we're in and the feel of it. So suddenly we're going to replace the 16 classical musicians with 7 jazzers who are able to play, the foxtrot and the jitterbug and the, various things that belong to their world. So I sort of feel I've delivered my version, the Carl Davis version is finished, and now we're just going to go whoop, and see where it all lands.